Hey everyone, Brendan from Goalorious. Today I'm super excited to be joined by Joey from the Inuyasha team. Hey Joey, how's it going?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I've been talking about Inuyasha and obviously Guzzler for a while now. I'm super excited about this project. If you haven't seen from the past 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 videos I've posted, so maybe you could give my community a background on who you are. I know you recently doxed, which was awesome, but also who you are, your position within the project, and then also maybe a brief overview of the project.
Cool. Yeah, so my name's Joey. Last name is Perio. Um, I don't know. I'm maybe like a serial entrepreneur or something. I just can't stop. The time I'm most happiest, I believe, is when there's some sort of complex task that has a lot of pressure. And that's like the only way that I'll work really hard. And so I tend to just try to do that. In regards to Inuyasha, I'm just a team member. I help deploy the token. I help develop the utility. I help organize, some of the stuff. But Inuyasha is truly a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. And so there really is no leader or no central authority. So it is a community project. So there's lots of team members, people from the community get involved and contribute in any way they can. And some of them are very, very highly skilled people as well. Like they've set up our backend servers, various things. I mean, they're truly skilled people out there. So.
Yeah, they must. I've been in the Telegram and obviously seen a lot of their comments. A lot of people are super passionate about their project and really believe in it. And yeah, it's definitely, a very community focused project. I know a lot of projects say that they're community driven, things like that. But Inuyasha obviously is definitely what I really think about when I think about a community driven project. And it's great. People are passionate about, where this project is going. And I know that one of the recent things that you talked about was your first incubated game project, which I thought I was super excited about as well.
Yeah, so I was working on the game project prior to the Inuyasha launch. And what we're really trying to do for the Inuyasha community is give them like the most powerful catalyst possible. And what better, for an incubator, what better first project to launch than a Metaverse game that's on the cutting edge of integrating NFTs into operable space inside of a game. Nobody has done it, so we're a true first mover. And so hopefully that brings a lot of legitimacy to the Yasha launch platform and how a community is able to launch a token.
Yeah, I thought it was a great idea, and like I said, we were talking about it and this possible upcoming project, and then we saw like some screenshots initially on the Twitter, and then all of a sudden, like literally a couple days later, you showed like all the different cars and all the different things, and I was like, wow, this is moving really quickly. It's super exciting. Obviously, the cars are, and I made a thumbnail, and it literally said cars are NFTs, and I was like, this is a good summary of what this project is, but also obviously the wheels and every part of it. And I was like, this is a good idea. I don't see anyone out there doing anything remotely like that, and I do think it's very unique. Obviously, Metaverse is a huge thing. Facebook changed the name to Meta and all that stuff. I definitely think it's really the future. So
did they? Facebook changed their name.
See, you've been working too hard.
Yeah,
you've been working too hard on this project, not getting enough sleep.
Yeah,
Facebook changed its name. So they were Facebook before. They changed the name to Meta.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Now you're gonna think, is this guy telling the truth? Yeah, so they changed it because, like, you know how like they own other things, so they own like Instagram, they own Oculus, they're trying to get into AR, like things like that. So rather than just being Facebook owning those things, they wanted to have like an overarching company.
Okay.
And so they named Meta. They got the name Meta.
That's so funny. Meta. Okay, I'll tell you guys something. This will be a little bit more doxing information for you, but I live on a horse farm. We breed horses for dressage, and I actually have a horse supplement company called
nice.
Metahorse. and
Oh,
it's been around for a
maybe
long.
you're getting a lot more sales recently. You're like, oh, I'm getting a lot more sales. Right?
Maybe it's on Amazon. Yeah, it's really a vehicle to
Oh, nice.
sponsor young riders or riders of any age really
That's cool.
that are pushing their professional careers forward. So
Yeah, and like I said, so the point I brought that up was because they're going all in on like the metaverse. Mark Zuckerberg did this whole entire like announcement for like an hour. We talked about he had him, and then he had like a physical avatar of himself, like this is me and stuff like that. And they showed off this whole demo of like you could put on an Oculus thing and be in an obviously we're in a pandemic still, so you put on and then you could like be sitting in an office with their office mates who are also sitting there with their characters. So like that was the whole thing. Like they're going all in on AR, VR, metaverse, etc. So I like there's a lot of excitement around it. And obviously when you know big companies are making their main focus being the metaverse, you're truly in a good space. They're not making racing car games, so you're good there.
yeah,
But
and
I
that
think it's exciting.
that's a really one of the key strategies I think is find a niche. I mean, there's the metaverse will be ever expansive. We don't know what the demographics will be like for open worlds and how quickly they'll expand. So there is a potential for people anywhere to find a specific niche, and we just want our niche to be building cars in the metaverse.
Yeah, that's a good niche because even though if you don't like want to, there's obviously probably a lot of people that play like Forza, GT, those racing car games, but there's people just like cars and want to own cars. I've been buying a lot of NFTs lately, which is kind of bad of like, whether there's basketball moments or profile pictures or whatever that may be. But if I can own a car, that seems like a better and actually use it within something. I think that's like a better use case and actually adding real utility to it. And like I say, I think people will be attracted to that and like, customizing their cars and owning rare cars, etc. Yeah, like I said, and they also have a cool name, Guzzler. I don't know how you guys pull that off, but that's an awesome name.
Oh, Guzzler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I tell you about how we came up with the name or how I came up with the name?
No.
So if you go to Etherscan gas tracker, you'll see the top gas guzzlers that are bogging down the system. And so we think that eventually, if they don't upgrade their network, or if the community doesn't upgrade the network, then Guzzler will be one of the top gas guzzlers.
Oh, nice. So, got it.
Yeah,
That's a good name. Yeah, yeah, definitely a good name. Super excited about the project. And like I said, there's so much opportunity in there. And like you said, you're focusing on the specific niche, which is obviously a big niche. And yeah, who knows what's come with the metaverse. And there's just like lots of potential there, and I'm super excited. Can you, and again, I always try to ask questions, but I don't want to get spoilers out of it. But like roughly, I know you're still working on Guzzler as the first incubated project of Inuyasha. What's the timeline there in terms of like, I guess like the timeline for everything, like NFTs being available, launch, things like that.
So, gosh. My token.
And I know you literally I'm putting a lot of pressure on you because you literally just announced Guzzler like a day or two ago, and I'm like, but so when is it coming out? When is it? I need to,
Should I use the soon?
Yeah, got it.
So,
well, you said soon when before, and I was like, oh, and I was like, okay, this is a screenshot. It's probably gonna be a couple months, and then you showed more of it on Scott Herman. I was like, wow, okay, this is moving a lot faster than I thought it was. But yeah. However you want to share, I know you guys are moving really fast, but of course you guys want to make a great quality project. You don't want to rush it.
Yeah. So Fury, the director for game development, he's like some type of genius. Legit. I mean, it's so interesting how when somebody has like a love for video games, but they also have a love for cars. And this has just combined perfectly into this being to where he's able to adjust just minute details of how the car handles or how it performs, how the traction, different things like that. Regarding timeline, he's wrapping up his multiplayer module. I just had a meeting with him, and we were actually able to get into the lobby and connect. which was very cool. So like player one and player two, in lobby,
Exactly.
which was very cool. We're always uploading new blend files of vehicles into the game. So I mean, we're always producing vehicles. As far as token launch and Guzzler on the Ethereum blockchain type launch, I've initiated the private pre-sale right now. So we're starting to raise ETH. And then once the DApp, the Launchpad DApp is complete for Inuyasha, we'll initiate the public pre-sale and then move forward with launching that token. Probably by the time we launch the token, the beta version and multiplayer module will be working. So we'll have a Brent versus Scott race, or something of the sort, which I think,
Brent versus Brian,
yeah.
something like
Yeah,
that.
all
So
the YouTube influencers, that help us out so much with all of our content. You guys
that's a
should
good idea.
have a bracketed
Uh,
race.
I think Scott probably knows more about cars than probably a lot of us. I don't know the single thing. I
Yeah.
think I drive a minivan. So, but yeah, no, that's cool. And I think you mentioned it was like your team member that's working on it. He is like very into cars and like really getting to the details of the cars and like the specifics of it, which is really cool. And when I think of it as like this project is, especially when you think of games, it's like probably easy to get in because it's like, oh, cars easy to play. Some like me who's not a very good gamer, I like to say, especially if not a good racing car gamer, I could play it, but the people that are very like into like the racing and the Gran Turismos and things like that,
Yeah.
they're the ones who are like who could still really take a deep dive and get really serious with this, which is really cool. So something for everyone.
Well, it the game is skill based, so you have to be good at the game in order to beat other people. Like you have to be good at the game. It's not too hard to figure out. I haven't figured it out, but it is skill based, and you introduce that competitive nature and stakes on the line, sort of, right? Like you're trying to win these races to earn performance NFTs in your wallet that could potentially be worth money or be rare at one point. So introducing the competitive nature plus the stakes, it creates like a very interesting gaming environment that doesn't normally exist. It's almost like you're in a tournament, like a professional tournament all the
Right.
time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think about like Twitch and things like that, like watching other people. I don't know if anyone wants to watch me against Scott Herman. Maybe Scott Herman versus someone else or Brian makes it, but no one wants to watch me. That's probably, unless you guys give me like 5 hours to practice before. But yeah, I think that there's like a lot of opportunities there, lots of different ways where people, especially when something's on the line, definitely people are going to stay tuned to watch and obviously see their favorite cars, etc., which is really cool. So definitely want to check that out. So I know we talked about Guzzler. I was super excited about their project. So Inuyasha, you said that you guys are going to be, maybe you could give an update on like where you are with that. And like I think you guys are also working with possibly other incubated projects in the near future as well, correct?
Yeah. So I'm gonna start on the positive, because I try to be a positive person. In less than a month, 12 random strangers in a completely decentralized fashion created a DAO with real utility that's solving a choke point in a lot of projects development with the Launchpad. We developed a DAO with 3,000, almost 3,000 members. Um, I mean, anybody can, call themselves a DAO or maybe launch a token, but this is truly, I mean, we truly have different compartments in Telegram and on Discord that are solving certain things. I mean, somebody came to us the other day that wanted to pitch a project, because that's what we do. We receive pitches and give a grant for a project that's going to be incubated. And then all the skill sets from people within the community can step up and help this project develop. So they're, it's like an incubator and accelerator fund, but with thousands of people. It's really, it's really interesting. So that's the cool part, if I was to try to convince you to become a holder, is you're not just making an investment that you might get some type of return on, but you're joining the DAO, and you're able to look at projects before they're launched and get in on those pre-sales. In terms of timelines and things that we have coming up, the Launchpad DApp was in construction, and then I just wasn't able to get around this one flaw with how pre-sales are set up. It's the way that whales can come in with 20 different wallets and just eat up a pre-sale and just sell immediately. So last night I revamped the entire thing, got some of our developers together, and just changed the entire layout of the Launchpad to make it ungameable, unabusable. And I think that I made it simple enough to where the Launchpad will be truly unabusable, which might be a first, might be another first.
I mean, it's really good that you guys are thinking about that stuff, right? You're not trying to rush out something. I'm sure there's other projects that try to rush out something like, oh, whatever, but you're thinking about all the different use cases. You want to make something that's really going to last and is safe for everyone. I think that's really important. And even if it causes delays, I think you're referring to it as like not good news, but I think that's good news that you're actually thinking about all those things and making it so you're only ready to release it when it's actually ready and it's in the best possible state for the community, which, that's good news to me. So
of course. Yeah. I mean, although we're in like the anime token space or maybe the meme coin token space or whatever it is. Okay. We named the token Inuyasha because that's my 5-year-old daughter's favorite show. Whether we got some of that anime token vibe, I'm not exactly sure, but this is truly a grown-up project. The people that are involved on the team are successful inside and outside of crypto and are very highly skilled and specialized in what they do. I mean, they're truly a solid team.
Yeah, I mean, I actually doesn't matter what the name is. The name of my channel is Goalorious, and sometimes people are like, I don't even know what that means. I don't know what you're trying to get. It's supposed to be setting goals, hitting goals. Anyways, I'm not going to go into it right now, but the idea is like, it's really who's behind the project, what are they doing, what's the value, whatever it's named after. There's companies out there like Meta, like this because their name Meta, does that mean that that's what they are? Like that's the only thing that they're doing? No, it's really what's the people that sees what's really they're doing, what the project, what's the utility here, and how they're really affecting the community. I think that's the most important. I think it's fine. Obviously, a lot of anime tokens are coming out, but I do think that could potentially just be a phase, and a lot of the ones that end up sticking around are the ones that are really making an impact.
I mean, let me say this, okay? I think there's some cool anime token projects out there. When you break down our fundamentals, okay, like what we're doing, right? So we, part of our products or our ecosystem, right? We have the Yasha DAO, right? Where all Inuyasha holders can vote on projects and move the entire project forward as a community, okay? We have the Yasha DAO. We have Yasha Connect, okay? We have Yasha Launch, right? These are all grown-up, community-driven, organized utilities that are actually serving needs. They're not just some random, type of clickbait type of project. Okay. The first incubated project, like what the DAO is it's a new project incubator. Our first incubated project is sort of a cutting edge metaverse project that's trying to do something that's never been done before, which is layer NFTs on top of one another to create operable NFTs inside of an open world game. I haven't seen, I don't know what to tell you. Like the Launchpad is solving a problem that's never been done before. The DAO is very interesting. It's been done before, but this one is pretty cool. It has 3,000 members. They're all very supportive and highly skilled. And the first project that we're launching is like, I mean, it's really cool. It's also never been done before.
Yeah, you're like multiple projects into one project, and obviously Inuyasha is like the key to get in because you obviously get obviously all the first knowledge of new projects that come in, and also knowledge or access to pre-sale stuff, which is really cool. So yeah. But yeah, and it's never been done for like I haven't seen of any projects that do it. I think, and you guys have actual utility, actually building good projects. I talk a lot about anime tokens that are trying to build like NFT marketplace or like a swap or something. There's nothing wrong with those.
Yeah,
Those are all
but you know
needed,
what?
but at the end of the day, yeah.
I'll tell not to cut. I'll tell you, NFT marketplace. e- Anybody can just get somebody to just fork, some minting engine or some NFT marketplace and integrate that smart contract with the front end of a website, right? Anybody can just, fork a Uniswap type widget situation and put some type of swap. All this stuff on the blockchain is all forkable. So all this stuff where they just rebrand and rename something.
Right. I always say that you could go on Fiverr today and pay $50 for a Safe Moon clone, a Dogecoin clone, and things like that. And it's just so easy for anyone to pick up and create a token, which is unfortunate enough. It's unfortunate. Similar, I complain about the same thing with like domain names, where like why are domain names like $7 a year or something like that? Or they should be like $1,000 because that's just going to bring a lot of people to just hold domain names for no reason. So that's but like to your point is like you guys are an actual team, you're an actual community, and you're actually coming up with unique stuff that's actually helping out the whole entire space, which is good. And I think like this is just a tease. I always say you guys are very early because there's so much stuff that's so much potential things that are going to come in the future. Is there? Because I know Guzzler is obviously the first incubated game project, and you are going to give you can give a grant to another project. Is that correct? And
Yeah.
that one's, and you're kind of like, I'm sure you're like in that people are submitting phase, and you're like looking and deciding what the next potential project is going to be.
Yeah, there's been a few submissions. There's somebody that actually came in. So the community, again, they created a Yasha incubator subgroup just last night. And there was somebody in there that's trying to potentially collaborate for the Guzzler game by creating some type of open world. I have another friend that's building an open world type game. Or just environment, right? That games or use cases can find homes in, right? Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of really cool projects that are coming forward now that they see exactly what we're doing, as opposed to before. Maybe it would be like a two-dimensional, Pong style game where two characters are throwing fireballs back at each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of like, project there's like this is a play to earn game or this whatever, and it's just like a 2D or just like a rehash or like a game in Unity or something like that. That's just like super really basic. Again,
Don't hate on
like
Unity. Unity.
No, I know.
Yeah, Unity is an engine, right? So
yeah. So I know I built an app on Unity,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of crazy things you can do on Unity. So yeah.
Yeah.
But like it was just Unity makes it so easy for you just to like get like a template of like a 2D side scroll, and
Right.
then you get it. But of course, yes, I'm sorry, Unity. There's of course a lot of great games based off Unity. But that was my bad example. But yeah.
No, I feel you. Yeah, just like build this game in 1 hour type situation.
Yeah, exactly. Like templates you could buy for $10, then it's available on web and mobile. So I'm just digging myself deeper into the Unity hole. But again, I do think it's a great project. Maybe I don't want to take up all your time, but maybe we could end with how the community, if maybe they're not involved in Inuyasha or Guzzler, how they can get involved. What your recommendation? Again, not financial advice, like that, but what would you suggest? How should they get involved? Should they be joining the socials, etc. About this project?
Come to the Inuyasha Telegram. You can find it at inuyasha.io. Come. I'm not going to say be a holder. That you make your own decision on what you want to do. There's no promise of any financial return or anything for holding the Inuyasha token. The Inuyasha token is a key to access our ecosystem. It's a password, essentially. Like you can't access the DAO without holding the Inuyasha token. And whether you want to be part of the DAO and get access to pre-sales over and over again, or be part of new project development, that's up to you. I mean, it's really cool. Like imagine You've heard of incubator funds, you've heard of accelerator funds, you've heard of venture capital funds. This is basically the same thing, but with 3,000 people working together. Um, so I think it's really cool if you just come in and see what's going on. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't, come into the Telegram, ask a question, be like, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this project. Is there anybody here that can help me brainstorm?" Probably 5 people, that have been in since day one that are really hardcore people will set you up in a group and start helping you develop your project. And there you go. You might have 3,000 holders like on day one when you launch your project also. So
Cool. Yeah. Like I said, I'm super excited about this project. I've talked about it a ton over the past 2 weeks. Can't wait to see all the interesting updates from Guzzler. Yeah, I'm super excited about that. We'll keep everyone follow them on Twitter. I'll put the link in the description for you guys to check out. Follow the latest updates on everything going on. Did you want to leave with any last comments for the community? Anything last you wanted to mention about the project, whether it's Inuyasha or Guzzler or anything else?
of course, thanks. Big shout out and thank you to the entire team, guys. You guys are amazing, and I'm trying to get my face out there to bring some legitimacy to like all the really hard work that you guys do. I mean, some of these guys are up all night trying to debug certain things or push the project forward for the community. And then to the community, thank you. I mean, there's so many people that have stepped forward and accomplished tasks for us. Like it's pretty, like probably just meeting Brent probably came from a community member, like all these connections. They're like, "Hey, you should meet this girl, Katie, or you should meet Brent." And that's how it happens. Like if 3,000 people come together to accomplish something, it can be very powerful. So thank you, team. Thank you, community.
Yeah, definitely. The Inuyasha community has been great. Every time I post a video, everyone's super excited about it. And I've been in the Telegram. There's always people talking about it, collaborating with each other. And it's really something great that you've built. And I can't wait to see what's coming in the near future. But thanks for joining. And again, also, I think that by you doxing yourself and showing yourself to the community, I think it shows a huge step in the evolution of this project. And so obviously, from everyone out there in the crypto world, we thank you, because there's obviously a lot of projects out there that people aren't sure to jump into, but seeing you and knowing that you're committed to this project, I think means a lot. So thanks for joining me today, and hopefully we could talk in the near future. So,
Right on.
Thanks everyone for
Brent.
watching. Talk to you guys next time.